realize I'm in sync with the earth. 10 toes deep, flower child from the turf. I never switch sides, like even when I die, I'ma ride for the squad. Let her ties in the hearse. I've been on a vibe, kinda hard to describe. I'm in between, I'm good and it's fine, but I'm tired of the grind. Then I come alive in the night to realize I'm in the middle of the time of my life. I'm never so packed for the stack, never lied on the rap. Got a bag from the way that I write it. Queen looking Tyson, do that ass survive, doing 80 to the house. Then I hit her to the sky change. Haters on a tirade, talking to their crib in the face. Be still, let that hate stuff fade. We all want the same, we all want a meal in the safe. I wanna live like I'm trying to reach enlightenment. Trail spill from my lips, feel big from the bib. Take a sip till I pass out. Try and get grit, but it don't make sense. Cause you can lose life on this fast route. Yeah, turn thoughts to a cash cow. I might flip that to the glass house. I don't need the accolades, I'm in love with the chase. I just wanna eat, save a spot at the table. Beast with the slap, pin myself on the map.
Good everyone, it's Steve from Sneaker Tech Talk, back with another video today. For today's video, we will be taking a look at Donovan Mitchell's newest signature shoe from Adidas, the Dawn Issue 7 Performance Review. All right, so this shoe released about a week to a week and a half ago. I have spent around 12 hours in the gym thus far in game scenarios, shooting around, coaching, in the gym, and just getting reps in general. And I am happy to report that this is one of Adidas's, if not their best basketball shoe on the market today. There's so many things to love about this shoe, including the price point. I think these come in at like 110 or 120 USD. I know they were 150 Canadian, which I think is a great price, not to mention they're gonna go on sale eventually. But I just think the overall package that you are getting with the Dawn Issue 7 is superb, and that is starting with the traction. You do get this radial translucent outsole right here, which is super loud. Like these screech on floor when, like as far as the feedback goes, and they come to a dead stop. The biggest downfall for this outsole is the fact that they do collect dust more so in the forefoot. It doesn't interrupt things too much as far as your stopping power, but I did notice they weren't as tacky as they were when they were first freshly cleaned or wiped while playing in them. So keep that in mind. As long as you're wiping on clean or dirty floors, you will be good to go with the Dawn Issue 7. They have a very solid bite. The rubber compound is very soft though, and the grooves are pretty shallow. So I do think I would stray away from bringing these outdoors, but basically on any indoor condition or court, you will be good to go with the Dawn Issue 7. And that's why the traction is gonna score a superb 9 out of 10. Now, as far as the cushioning goes with this model right here, it is a bit of an upgrade compared to the new Dame 10s with Light Strike. These have Light Strike Pro. I'm not sure what that really means, other than the fact for me that the density of this foam compound is a little bit more elastic. Like it has a bit more bounce to it in the heel, especially. Like just check out that really thick heel counter right here as far as the Light Strike Pro goes. In the forefoot, it is a lot more tapered and closer to the floor. It's still pretty bouncy in the heel, or sorry, the forefoot, but in the heel, it's like insanely bouncy and just really nice underfoot. I think whether you're a big player, a smaller player, a high flyer, or just a shooter, this is a shoe for everyone as far as the cushioning goes. I really like Light Strike Pro. It's a very nice balanced cushioning setup. The heel to toe transition is very natural. And honestly, it's one of the most enjoyable cushioning setups from Adidas in the last while. And I like that it's not caged at all. It's just a great big chunk of Light Strike Pro. So keep that in mind. It takes pretty much no time to break in, and just a great balanced cushioning setup. And that's why they're gonna score a very solid 8.5 out of 10. One of the better cushioning setups at a budget-friendly-ish price from Adidas. Now, as far as the fit goes on this model, my initial try-on of these guys right here, I was like, these are insanely tight. Now, I am happy to say that with going true to size, they were super snug when I tried them on, but they broke in rather quickly. The materials are very soft. They kind of crease up a bit, whatever, that's a basketball shoe, that's the nature of the beast. But they do stretch out, they do kind of form to your foot very nicely. So for me, I went true to size. I have less than a thumb's width at the end of the shoe, and the width is pretty narrow. So if you have a regular or narrow foot, go true to size. If you are a wide footer, I'd probably recommend going up half a size or trying them on in store, because they are rather narrow. As you can see, they kind of come to a point at the end of the shoe. There is like an insane amount of Achilles pillows at the very back that wrap around your Achilles and on the sidewall, and behind the tongue it's very thick as well. So you get a ton of kind of padded pillows at the back of the shoe. The tongue is nice and padded. I just think this is a very comfortable basketball shoe all the way around as far as the fit goes, and that's why these are going to score a solid 8.5 out of 10. One thing I will mention is at the back of the shoe, it does feel a little bit weird with those Achilles pillows until they soften up from like the heat within inside of the shoe. So give the shoe a little bit of time. Once they break in, that does go away. But I just wanted to mention that the back has like some of the thickest Achilles pillows that I've ever tried on. But like I mentioned, a very nice fitting basketball shoe. As far as the materials go on this model right here, honestly, it's a pretty cheap setup. You're kind of just getting like this mesh or almost like foam-esque material on the upper. Although it's pretty cheap, it feels amazing in hand. It feels amazing on foot. Underneath, everything is pretty much just mesh on the tongue, and on the top of the tongue, you do have his logo here that kind of flaps over the laces, which is super cool. It kind of hides the knot a little bit. That is more of like a neoprene material. You have like this neoprene portion at the back as well. So really nothing crazy as far as the materials go. You kind of have this really short-haired nubuck or felt around the heel counter. So nothing premium, but for the price point of like 120 or 130, I think you are getting a pretty nice value as far as the overall material usage. Obviously you have this zipper as well, which honestly doesn't really do anything for the shoe. I think it's more for the aesthetics. It doesn't add any more support or like snugness around your foot. You can tuck the laces under it. I like to kind of keep them out. I've also played with it wide open, and the fit doesn't change at all. The material on this is kind of just like it's kind of like a stretchy material, almost like a neoprene, honestly. But overall, as far as the materials go, don't expect anything premium, but I do enjoy what the brand is doing. He does kind of have almost like a spider web, really thin fuse rand on the toe box to add a little bit more durability on this model. So a ton of cool features as far as the materials go on this shoe. Not to mention, I really love this black, pink, and yellow, almost greenish gradient upper on this shoe. So as far as the materials go, again, nothing premium, but they're gonna score a pretty decent 8 out of 10. As far as the weight goes with the Adidas Dawn Issue 7, these come in at 14.95 ounces for a US size 10.5. So as far as the weight goes, they're pretty much more or less average. Now, as far as the support goes on this shoe, pretty much everything across the board is adequate. Now, as far as the heel counter, you have a very rigid internal heel counter at the back of the shoe and this super chunky portion of the Lightstrike Pro that does wrap up the back of the shoe to add some extra support and containment at the back of the Dawn Issue 7. Everything on the side of the shoe is just that like kind of thin, and I don't even know what this material is, but it's rather cheap. Underneath the zipper, you do have these eyelets that honestly feel like they run down into the footbed, kind of like the stroll board. So when you do kind of make those hard lateral cuts, it does a great job of containing your foot within the side of the shoe. And then you have this faux carbon fiber TPU shank plate. It's rather soft on the sidewalls, which I think is a good thing for making those hard lateral cuts, and so that it doesn't kind of push into your foot. It does go right down to the bottom of the shoe. It adds some decent torsional rigidity. I know on his 6th signature shoe, it did go into the forefoot. You don't get that here in the 7s, and I don't think that's an issue at all. You get a pretty wide and stable base at the heel and through the midfoot, not so much at the toe box. There's not really an outrigger on this shoe, but that's not really an issue in my opinion. So overall, I would say the support on this model is adequate, and I actually really enjoyed my time in this model. I think whether you're a bigger player, a smaller player, obviously the shoe is more tailored towards a shooting guard and or a high flyer, but I just love more or less everything about this hoop shoe, and the support is definitely one of its strongest features. So as far as the support goes, I'm gonna have to give these a pretty solid 8.5 out of 10. Now really quickly, as far as the design goes of this hoop shoe, this was one of the shoes that I was most excited for here in 2025. I believe it was at All-Star Weekend when they did announce it, kind of around the same time as the SGA 1 with Converse, and I was like, wow, they both have zippers. I've always loved zipper basketball shoes. One of my favorite shoes of all time is the Zoom Flight 98 for Gary Payton, and I just love the fact that these have a zipper. You can wear them up or down. It doesn't matter. It doesn't add any more support or containment. I just really love the look of this zipper on this kind of like shroud like upper. So as far as the design goes, these get like a solid 9 out of 10. I love the gradient upper. The traction is good. Everything's great on this hoop shoe. It's a great value, good bang for your buck model that I would keep indoors versus taking these outdoors. But sound off in the comments what you guys think of the Dawn Issue 7. So that's gonna do it for today's video on the Dawn Issue 7. Sound off in the comments what you guys think of this colorway. Are you guys planning on picking these up? I know there's a white and black one on Adidas.ca here in Canada as well. I liked this colorway just a little bit more. I do like loud colorways, and this black, pink, and kind of green or highlighter green was right up my alley. But sound off in the comments what you guys think of this hoop shoe. But like I said, that's gonna do it for today's video. As always, if you guys could like, comment, and subscribe, that would really help the channel a ton. And check out my Instagram over at Sneaker Tech Talk, as it is an extension of my YouTube channel with all my pickups, basketball footage, and nostalgia as a whole. As always, thanks for watching today's video, and until next time, peace.